Howdy, folks. It is Diecastbuffet here again. William Byron gets his 5th win of the season at Watkins Glen, and let me tell you, that was the worst Watkins Glen race I've ever seen. No, not because Chase ran a gas. No, not at all. I was wanting to just see something happen during this race. Absolutely nothing. One caution for incident, and that was Chase. But huge congratulations to William Byron for winning his first road course Cup Series race, albeit in an ugly paint scheme. But you can make sure to prove that 164, most likely to be making a 164, and the 124 race win diecast over there at Circle B Diecast. Make sure you use the promo code DIECASTbuffet for any orders $30 or more. So let's talk about Watkins Glen. Let's talk about how bad the Cup Series short track racing and road course racing really is. I mean, this is pathetic how bad this race was. Sonoma was bad. Indy Road Course was bad. Watkins Glen was bad. And it just seems like it gets worse and worse and worse. Wow. I mean, it doesn't matter what era of Watkins Glen racing, whether it's the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, Winston Cup, Nextel Cup, Sprint Cup, Monster Energy Cup, Gen 4, Gen 5, COT, Gen 6, it does not matter. Watkins Glen usually always produces great racing. Let me tell you, this was awful. And no, it's not because of them removing stage breaks. Road course racing last year was not perfect either. The only racetrack I truly think that's a road course at the next gen car actually races decently on is COTA, and I just think COTA is just that big of a racetrack. There's enough chaos, and it's usually turn one. This was awful. By far the worst Watkins Glen race I've ever seen. Nothing happened. I mean, I couldn't even believe it was already over. That's how fast this race was. It just... These next-gen cars, man, they're sports cars. You could put a Porsche or a BMW shell on top of these next-gen cars, and you wouldn't see much of a difference in terms of the racing. It's not meant for physical stock car contact type of racing. You watched the Xfinity race yesterday. It was fantastic. I mean, you had dive bombs, beating and banging, part failures. I mean, just everything you want in a normal stock car race at Watkins Glen. Even the ARCA race at Watkins Glen was a million times better. Both of them had fantastic finishes, but just the quality of racing throughout the entire event. Nothing happened. I mean, once you restarted, clean air, you're good. You're going to lead the next 60-something laps. It was horrible. And it's not going to change. Now, it don't matter if they put more horsepower, they remove the underskirt, the rear diffuser, get rid of the splitter, whatever it is. It's the physical car itself. These cars turn on a dime. I don't know how many times I have to reiterate. These cars turn perfectly. Go watch them at New Hampshire. Go watch them at Martinsville. And the way they hook the corner compared to a Gen 6 Cup car or a Gen 5 Cup car, even Xfinity, it's completely different. These cars turn perfectly compared to the previous car. And that's why you see racing like this. Oh, I feel sorry for those who bought a ticket to that event. That was bad. Fortunately, Daytona's coming up, so that one... the good thing about Daytona is that it's so chaotic, it doesn't matter really what type of car you bring there. There's usually enough crashing to make it interesting, so we're almost guaranteed to at least have something interesting at Daytona. But man, Watkins Glen, the Cup Series race, as long as the next-gen car's around, it's dead. It's so bad. Wow. And I love Watkins Glen. It's one of my favorite road courses out there. Not to be negative Nancy about it, but that's just the reality of the short tracks and the road courses with an next-gen car. It sucks. And which is why I look forward to oval racing almost all the time now. I don't even care about road courses for the Cup Series anymore. I used to love the road courses because you would see upset winners. You had the potential of rain racing. Oh, by the way, they killed rain racing because of the single-file restarts. You thought... look, even in the Xfinity Series and the Truck Series, it's almost just as bad in the rain compared to the Cup Series because they run single-file restarts almost all the time now. And no, not talking about like a monsoon at COTA in 2021. I'm talking just a little bit of rain. They're like, no, single-file. Kills the racing. So, rain racing, done. Cup Series short track racing, done. Road course racing in the Cup Series, done. Oh, it's bad. It's bad. It was just like this at Sonoma, Indy. I don't know. That's just me harping on that. But There's literally nothing to talk about for this. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, William Byron and Michael McDowell were pretty much the two most stout race cars. Michael McDowell made a bunch of mistakes. Unfortunately, him and his team did, and eventually the car shut off, part failure or something. I picked Hamlin to win. He got second. But it just seemed like nothing happened. Like, usually Watkins Glen, you have so much, chaos. You have them going side by side through the S's, beating and banging. Nothing happened. I mean, you probably find more interesting content watching a preseason NFL game. Oh, by the way, you would. It's amazing to me how a preseason NFL game has a million times more excitement and entertainment than a Cup Series race at Watkins Glen. Indy Road Course, Sonoma, pretty much every short track. Just saying. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't look forward to short tracks, road courses anymore. Just bring the ovals. Just get rid of all the other crap. Just give me the big oval tracks. Those are where the cars race good at. I wanted the video on this, guys. It's amazing to me how the drivers race 10 times more aggressive at a gigantic racetrack with extremely high speeds, like a Michigan, like a Auto Club, Pocono. And, of course, your 1.5 miles, Charlotte, Kansas, X, Y, and Z. They run 10 times more aggressive in the corner, going 2 and 3 and 4 wide, a lot of times wrecking. And then they go to a road course, or they go to a short track that historically, speaking, has a lot of cautions, and they're so scared to run into each other most of the time. I just find that kind of interesting. The more dangerous and fast the racetrack is, they race harder, more aggressive, and overall amazing racing. And then you go to a little short track where you could beat and bang in every generation of stock car, and they're like afraid to hit each other. I mean, go watch the Martinsville races, you'll understand. So that's just my 2 cents on it. Road course racing in terms of the Cup Series, it's pretty much dead in terms of what we known as in the Gen 6 era, and it's not going to change. They're going to do what they'll do, and I'll actually end the video on this. They'll probably make a new rules package for next year. They're gonna put lipstick on a pig. They're gonna say it's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna change everything, and then they're gonna have probably a 35-minute segment on NASCAR Race Hub telling you it's so fantastic. And then they'll go to the first short track race next year, which will probably be Phoenix. Who knows? It could be changed around. The racing will probably be exactly the same. The announcers will tell you it's perfect, it's fantastic, we've never seen racing better than this, and it'll never get better than this ever again. And the fans will be disappointed, and then they'll tell you, well, we can't adjust anything until 2025 or 2026. That's like most likely what's going to happen. I'm just keeping it BS free. That's what's going to be. The racing next year is going to be almost exactly the same, most likely. It's just the car. I mean, these cars are designed to be like a sports car. They're designed to turn left and right borderline perfectly, and it's very recognizable in the Cup Series competition. What do y'all think, guys? My opinions do not matter. Make sure to comment down below. If you enjoyed the race, respect to that. To me, this was by far the worst Watkins Glen race I have ever, and I mean ever, watched. Have a blessed, everybody. Diecastbuffet. Signing off.